Bow chicka wow wow. Bow chicka wow wow. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the first Danish Baus podcast. Um, this podcast is basically me talking about a lot of things, and I don't know how it's gonna change or evolve, but today we're going to talk about Disney simply because I love it. I love talking about Disney, and the 90s are very special to me, and probably also we're kind of the same age. So, we're gonna talk about it, and with me in the studio, I have the woman that I call the well, what are you? You are the lady of curiousness.
Hello.
Say it again.
Hello.
That's right. And she has some questions for me, some questions about Disney. But before we get to that, I want to say that Danish lessons and stuff like that. So this is very new for me. Yeah. Nah. Maybe we're gonna get the first question now.
The first question.
What is the first question?
What is the best Disney movie from the 90s?
That must be the Lion King. Anyone who knows me knows. I feel like it has a very special place in my heart, and I mean there are many things from my childhood that when I see them, I feel kind of nostalgic, but I would never like watch them again. But the Lion King has some kind of staying power and longevity with me. Like I just enjoy it again and again. I'm more hyped about it, and certain things would get me really emotional and stuff. You know, like when Mufasa died, or when Scar he sang his evil song and stuff like that. Like it had a bigger emotional impact on me when I was a kid. It doesn't have that anymore, except for a few scenes though. I mean, the scene where Mufasa dies, like the music is amazing. Music is like da 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 da. I mean, that is still amazing. I don't give a shit. But but yeah, I mean, it's got to be the Lion King simply because it has these amazing characters. You know, you got like the bad guy who's like the uncle. You know, it's basically Hamlet, and then you have the funny, Timon and Pumbaa, and yeah, it's just like it's a really good movie, The Lion King, and I think the music is amazing. I think it's gorgeous. I think the colors are so cool. It's just great, awesome movie. It's actually my favorite cartoon of all time. Like not just Disney, not just the 90s. It's like it's just the best, The Lion King. Um, yeah,
Okay. What villain is the best?
the best villain. I guess the best villain is that's actually harder. that's that's not so easy. So obviously I love Scar because I love The Lion King. But like I was watching Beauty and the Beast a few weeks ago, and I was surprised how entertaining Gaston is. He's not like the typical villain, you know. He's not like the one who like I'm gonna kill all of you, ha ha ha, I'm so evil. I mean, and then he decides that it's worth killing this beast because he wants the attention and the admiration of the people, and he's really into what's her name, Belle. So I mean, he's kind of an interesting villain. Probably the most interesting villain to me, if it's not Scar, is Hades from Hercules because he's so awesome and he talks like a fucking lawyer. He's like, well, let's cut a deal. Like, I mean, the way he talks is just so not for children. Like, children don't talk that way, and I think that's really cool. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think those are the best because they're atypical. Like long gone are the days where villains would always like laugh evilly, like ah, ha 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 ha, like in the Sleeping Beauty or what's it called, Snow White or something like that. I like the villains that are a little more charismatic and even I don't want to say seductive in that sexual way, but kind of like charming, like charming, smooth talking. And that I think those interesting. Those villains are interesting. No.
So, are Timon and Pumbaa jungle hippies?
Yeah, they are. I mean, like their whole song Hakuna Matata is basically like hanging out, uncle being like, "Don't worry about it, man. Just enjoy life. Don't sweat it. You don't have to worry about your past. You don't have to worry about responsibilities, man. It's all good." So yeah, I definitely think that they are hippies, like in some kind of children-friendly version. And I love when they're singing Hakuna Matata, and we farted, and then like Timon stops and is like, "No, no, Pumbaa, not in front of the kids," because like the kids are not supposed to hear the word farted. I think that's really nice. So yeah, I mean they're definitely like that, Timon and Pumbaa, and I love them for it. I think they are important comic relief to a movie that is pretty serious. I mean, The Lion King is a movie about losing your father, and it's about like seizing power and stuff like that, and the circle of life. Like, yeah, we kill the animals and then we become grass and then they eat us, which is actually kind of silly, but anyway, yeah, Timon and Pumbaa, they're definitely hippies. They don't like responsibilities, that's for sure.
What's the coolest thing about Aladdin from 1992?
So the coolest thing about the original Aladdin from 1992, um I think it's just like the whole magic atmosphere, like the blue colors, genie, the carpet ride, when they're like a whole new world, like that atmosphere is so magical. It's really like, yeah, there is something magical about Aladdin. Maybe also because when I was a kid, I don't think, to my knowledge, to my memory, I don't think that I ever got to watch it in its full length. Um, like I remember my cousins, they had it, and I was so envious. I'm like, God damn, they have all the Disney movies. It's not fair. And back in the '90s, we didn't have internet, so I didn't watch Aladdin for many years, I think. And I remember I was scared of the cave that opens because it looks like some kind of cat or tiger or whatever. I'm like, oh my god, it's so scary. So yeah, and Jafar, he's amazing. And I remember the scene where he thinks that he can wish for Jasmine to fall in love with him, which of course he can't, but he doesn't know that. And then like she's already acting like, oh, you're actually really handsome. And I remember as a kid, I thought, oh, that's so sexy. And I don't know why I thought that when I was only like 6 or 7 years old, but that's what I thought. So I mean, Aladdin is really cool, like the whole atmosphere and the music, and it's a great movie.
How amazing is the music in Pocahontas?
Pocahontas. The music in Pocahontas is really good. I mean, I'm such a sucker for it. Like, I mean, "Colors of the Wind" is a beautiful song. It's a total hippie song. It speaks directly to me. Like "Colors of the Wind." It's a great song. I gotta say, I love it even more in Danish. Like the Danish version is just so much better. And also like "The Savages, Savages" is also a great song. I mean, it's tribalism and racism at its worst, I guess. It's like really the epitome of tribalism, us versus them. I think it's a really good movie, and the songs and the general soundtrack, like not only when they're singing, but like the background music is just it's superb. There are some people who are not too crazy about Pocahontas because it came after The Lion King, and like The Lion King was this huge fucking hit, and then maybe Pocahontas was a bit of a disappointment. And I can relate to that. It's not as epic in a way, and it's all kind of happening in the same location, more or less. But I mean, I love Pocahontas, and the music is amazing. Like they can all sing, right? Of course, they can. In a Disney movie, everybody can sing. Uh, so yeah, it's really good in Pocahontas.
What's the best song from a 90s Disney movie?
Yeah, so we're talking a lot about music, because the music is very important. I think the best song, oh, it's really really tough. I mean, shit. It's probably "Can You Feel the Love Tonight" from The Lion King, because it's so beautiful. And in Danish, it's called "Føl hvordan dit liv bliver fyldt," which literally means "feel how your life is being filled." It sounds funny in English, but to me in Danish, that's like poetry. So that's really beautiful. Uh, but also in Hercules, I Won't Say I'm in Love by Megara. It's like, I won't say I'm in love. Or great songs. The what is the English title actually? I'll make a man out of you, like the fighting song, like oh, no, no, no. I should be able to imitate it better, but it's like a really good one. Um, yeah, my reflection or reflections from Mulan is also really good. It's like they have a kind of realness despite being children's movies and despite being somewhat theatrical. I feel like they have a kind of realness to them that I really miss. I don't know if modern Disney movies don't have them, but I think we'll talk about that later or some other time.
Are the modern remakes good or bad?
The modern remakes. So I only watched like two of them. I watched The Lion King and Aladdin, and I enjoyed them. Like I don't really think they're as bad as people say they are. And there's a lot of people who talk like shit about The Lion King and say, "Oh, it's so weird with the animation and like their lips are not moving. It looks like Animal Planet or a documentary." And yeah, I mean, kind of, but like it only bothered me for the first 10 minutes of the movie. Then I kind of got used to it. Like it's something you get over in a way. I definitely got over it. So I totally enjoyed it, and I think it couldn't be any better. Like given the fact that it was a remake of a cartoon, and we already knew the story. Like I mean, they're not going to be able to surprise you with the story because you watch it like many years ago, and it's like Spider-Man. You already know what's going to happen. So I think that was actually quite good. And Aladdin, it's yeah, I mean it was also pretty good. I didn't like it as much, but I think it was, I don't know, like it didn't really keep the same spirit, because it's like humans as the genie. Not that great, because I feel like Will Smith. I mean, he's really cool and all, but it's just I'm a bit tired of him. Like I think I watched enough movies with him. He doesn't have the same magic as he used to have, or I'm just not impressed by it anymore. So yeah, I mean it was not that great. Well, she was really hot though, and there were some nice scenes in there that you couldn't find in the original from '92. So yeah, so I'm not against it. Like some people will say, oh, it's just to make money and all. It's like, yeah, they're making money for sure, but there are other movies that are also remakes. Like you didn't watch the original, so you have a problem, or so you don't have a problem rather. But like it's very normal to make remakes, and I think that remaking a movie 27 or 26 years after the original came out, I don't think that's a crime. I think it's quite okay. Sure, it's about money, but kids growing up today, they will love it. If they watch the original, or they like, if they watch the new Lion King first and then they watch the original afterwards, like I don't think they're gonna think the new one sucks. It's not like that. So
Do Disney still make good movies nowadays?
if we're looking at like new Disney movies, like new animated feature films, um, I'm I don't think they have the same magic. One of the reasons is that they don't make movies in 2D animation anymore. Everything is 3D now. So they don't have like the classic hand drawn cartoons. And that's really a shame. Like, and I mean, it's beautiful. Like, I just watched Soul a few weeks ago, and it's a really good movie. But there's just something special about that hand drawn, like 2D. Um, it's just getting old. But now, other than that, I mean, the stories, yeah, there are some good ones like Inside Out, Zootropolis, or what was it called? Zootopia, I forgot the title. Frozen. Frozen was good. I think that Frozen has the same role, like important room in children's hearts, that the Lion King has in mine, if that makes sense. Like, if you were born in, let's say, 2008, then Frozen is a very important movie in your life. Just like The Lion King was a very important movie in my life, or like any. So yeah, um, but that's the way it's supposed to be. Like when you grow up, you don't really know what's a good movie. You just watch it, and them they have like longevity and they're actually good. So you also enjoy them as an